Hello everyone, welcome to another short LP series. This time I'm going to be doing the Westport Independent, a game about censorship, corruption, and newspapers. This is one of the first games I ever did for Indie Santa, that gaming podcast I do, and well, I decided to revisit it and show you all what it's like. There's a lot of replay in this value in this game because there's a lot of different endings you can get, so I'll just be doing my own run. And if you're interested, you can find this game easily on Steam. I think it might be on some mobiles, I'm not sure, but that's worth a check. If you find it on any other services, go ahead and leave a comment about it, because honestly I prefer if we bought from places other than Steam and GOG because they're run by terrible people. Enough of that, let's go. Okay, yeah, I did a full playthrough on slot 0, so let's do slot 1. Let's find out just exactly what this game is. Autosave, so your choices will matter. This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, groups, and businesses, places, events, and incidents are either the products of the author's imagination or used in a fictitious manner. Oh, excuse me. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events or groups or places is purely coincidental. Right. Sure.
The following is an instructional bill about the public culture bill for all independent newspapers in Westport. Throughout this bill, we will answer various questions you may have regarding both.
Yeah, you can't really hear that well, but it's basically explaining they're passing a free speech law with the newspaper.
The public culture bill is a new bill that will come into force May 16, 19.
Oh, thank God they did this.
To improve the quality of independent media outlets.
Right. Because that's what the government's supposed to do.
That will make it easier to create media products of the utmost quality.
Hmm.
To make sure that everyone follows these guidelines, the bill will create a government-driven union called the Loyalist
Do you think these guys might be the Nazis?
Independent Media Outlets to join.
I don't know.
Your responsibility until the bill comes into force. Introducing a new bill takes time.
Blah 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 blah. They're basically explaining we're gonna do fascism and you better be okay with it or we'll kill you. Which is, you know, how fascists do stuff. Okay, do that. Okay, do that. Okay, do make fun of the president for being a dumb idiot. Okay, I will glorify the rebels who are the real heroes. Thank you. That's all I need to know. Yeah. This game isn't subtle, but then again, fascists aren't actually subtle at all. So this is fitting. So the goal of this game is that we have to tell the people that the government is evil and fascist and wrong. But we have to do it in a way that won't instantly bring the hammer down on us because the government constantly watches us. And now it's giving you a tutorial how to do your editing job. Select an article, drag it on your desk, blah blah blah. You can remove some paragraphs, change headlines and all that. And this will affect how people read the information you supply them. This is a really clever game. It was based on a prototype Lucas Pope put out. And basically, since he wasn't doing anything with it, team was like, hey, let's do something with that. Okay, what's in the mail? Gotta put it on my desk. Now go fuck yourselves. Dear editor, Phil's been putting up more loyalist propaganda in the office. You know I can't stand that shit, so I decided to pull it down. It should be on your desk together with this note. Thank you, Frank. You're a good boy. Alright, come on. Frank is a good boy. Phil is not a good boy. Phil is bad. He's a bad boy. Okay, how do I get rid of this? I forgot. Go away. I don't want you here. Okay, so now here are our employees. We have Julie, Phil, Frank, and Annie. Frank is the good boy. He understands that the government is bad and is the good boy. Phil is the exact opposite. He is an idiot and I hate him. He is bad. Anne is leaning loyalist, but can be persuaded to rebel fairly easy. Get back up here. And Julie is the opposite. Leans rebel and can be lean further rebel. And the way you lean their opinions of the government is by what stories you assign them, because then they learn more and start to shift. So even Phil can be like, huh, maybe the government's full of shit. But they also won't they also put their foot down and not want to do certain reports if it conflicts with their beliefs too much. And when that happens, you can force them to do the story, but you risk losing them, and that's a big deal later on, because you need a lot of people. He's known for having doubtful opinions of the government. Lives in the Western District. Okay. And it's just giving the background of everyone and all that. Here, this little bar at top here gives you the idea of people's opinion. Right now, they're loyal. We don't have any loyalist suspicion yet, but that's going to change, trust me. And our popularity with the various districts. Oh, that meter's not very helpful. There's got to be a better way to check that. I think we'll see in a moment. Okay, now we need to figure out how to do our job. So let's do the tutorial articles. Tutorial article number 1, censoring. One of the game's main mechanics is censoring articles. You do this by clicking on paragraphs that seem inappropriate. When censored, that content won't be shown to the public and will affect neither their opinion nor the government's suspicion of you. You can also change the headline by clicking on it. Different headlines can change the portrayal of an article. This is very well thought out. Welcome to the extraordinary and amazing soon-to-be Game of the Year winner, the Westport Independent. It's cute. And article 2, and tutorial article 2. This is the part about your employees. When you're right, and explain what I already told y'all. Censor an article, needs to be transcribed. To do this, put it in one of the named folders to the bottom right. Your employee folders have different opinions. Their opinions change. They'll talk to you if they have problems and so forth. So don't blame them if they don't wish to follow you to the death. I don't think I can okay, let's just ignore those stories for now. I don't think I can assign these to anyone. So let's look at what we got. Loyalist government pursues harsher actions against suspected rebels. Loyalist government attacks the privacy of civilians. That's gonna get me killed right away. Okay, this is a good headline because it's still a bit ambiguous about what your opinion is. And that's important if you're going to pass out information within the main article. A new reform is passed that will hasten the arrest of rebel supporters. The reform consists of expectations in various privacy laws, allowing police to expedite search warrants. No, expeditions. Most of these expeditions apply to ex-criminals with relations to the rebels. However, some expeditions also apply to civilians who have expressed disloyal opinions against the government. And the public culture bill is passed. New bill has been passed. Forces independent media outlets to shut down. We got to be careful about this. The public culture bill that the government presented last year has today been passed. The purpose of the new bill is to stop the creation and distribution of incorrect and improper content. It will force independent media outlets to either shut down or join the new government-funded union called the Loyalist News and Media Association, LNMA. So now we have choices to make. Because video games. Oh, fuck. Okay, Loyalist government. Okay, let's go with that headline. Now, what should we remove to make this read like you should not trust the government, but also it doesn't make the government too suspicious of us? Okay. Now, please expedite search warrants. It's paragraphs 3 and 4 that are the big problem. It's still early in the game, so I don't want to get much suspicion on me yet. Hosting exceptions apply to ex-criminals' relationships to the rebels. What if I got rid of that? Okay, the various police exercise search warrants. Apply to civilians that express disorderly opinions against the government. I think if I leave this one as is, it's okay. That might be a step too far at the moment, though. Let's cross it out for now. Most of these exemptions apply to ex-criminals' relations to the rebels. See, you gotta make choices, and they actually mean things. Dang it, stop putting that there. Let's look at the culture bill. Culture bill, okay, it's been passed. Stop to creation, correction, and proper content. This one's fine as it is. I can give this one to... Hang on here. Culture bill's been passed. Yeah, let's give that... What are my employees here? Anne is the slightly loyalist Ben. I'll give this one to Anne. And next we need to, the loyalist government story. However, some expression of those applies to civilians who have been expressly disloyal against. Okay. And I'll give this one to Julie. That should be good. She's rebel. She shouldn't have any trouble with this one because it's fairly vague. This part about your employees. Oh, I can submit these. That's surprising. The censor article needs to be transcribed. Why not? Maybe they'll do something. We'll find out. Send everything to print and everyone's fine with their assignments. No, I've never been a big fan of the loyalist government, but the public culture bill is even worse than I expected. Don't blame it on the government. Blame it on yellow journalism, the blatant lies that some newspapers post these days. There's nothing good about a misinformed public. Phil, you fucking idiot. Well, yeah, sure, but how do you realize how much power the government will have over the media with this? I agree with Frank on this one. I can't see how the public culture bill would be beneficial for anyone but the government. Well, media outlets are, like ourselves have a scary amount of power over people's opinion, but on the other hand, I don't think that giving that power to the government is a great idea either. Okay, so. That might sell some rebellion notes. Not many, but a little. What are the results? Okay, now we have different districts we can appeal to. The northern suburbs, where all the rich people live. I hate them. They're so fucking picky. The western districts, the eastern factories, and the southern docks. Southern docks are slums, eastern factory are the industrial district, and so on and so forth. As you can see, the southern docks aren't that happy with the government right now, so they'll turn pretty easily as long as I do my job right. And the eastern factories, I actually have to do special crime stories with them. And western districts, so I'll just watch. This bar illustrates your sales last week. The container represents the people of that district. The light bar illustrates how many of those papers were sold. Okay. The more you sell, the more popular you get. The more popular you get, the more papers you can distribute. And people's opinion will affect your sales as well. Likewise, a well-selling paper will also affect the people's opinion. Yeah. There's a bit more rebellion on the political opinion side. Loyalists don't still trust me for the most part, and I got some popularity. Let's check the mail. There's nothing more heartbreaking than a misguided public in a world controlled by the media. Oh god. The culture bills. Fuck off. Okay, now we can select a maximum of 4 articles. Let's see what we got here. New plans to add fluoride to the drinking water. Government adds untested substance to drink. Okay. Government sanitation announced today's intention to add fluoride to the water supply. This is due to research showcasing the substance's ability to increase chances of cavities. As research on fluoridation is still ongoing, that will make Westport one of the few places in the world to adopt it. Rebels saw a trade convoy en route to Westport. Government blames robbery on rebellion. Last night, a number of delivery trucks entering Westport were attacked. According to testimony, a group of masked individuals intercepted the trucks at a customs checkpoint. Threatening the drivers, men emptied their trucks, leaving with their contents. Westport City Police officially labeled the events as rebel activity. Cartoonist arrested for slander, or government arrest man for cartoon. A cartoon artist for the Great Western Inquirer was today arrested and is currently awaiting trials. Details of the charges are unclear, but include slander, producing treasonous material. This came after the recent comm strip, the government body, which cast several public figures as different body parts. President visits schools. President visits private schools while ignoring public schools. This last month, the president visited 10 schools across the country. The visits were centered around private schools funded by government officials. During his stay, the president spoke both about his career as well as his future in politics. Very puff piece, but I might be able to use that. Romeval Industries lays off 400 employees. Romeval Industries takes out financial issues on its employees. I might be able to attack them because they're not directly government. Today, industrial giant Romeval Industries laid off 400 of its employees. The personnel cuts are the results of a bad financial year for Romeval. We are sad to see so many great people go, said the CEO. When asked if the company's management has taken any pay cuts in light of the reason. Okay, I'm going to cross that out. Okay. And I'm going to... This is pretty neutral sounding, so I'll get back to that. Man attacks police officer. Man defends teenager. Police officer presses charges. Okay. One teenager was caught writing rebel messages on a wall close to Liberty Square. A police officer witnessed the act and intervened by tackling the teenager. The arrest was interrupted by a passerby who pulled the officer away from the teenager. Both the man and the teenager were arrested, and the officer's partner arrived on the scene. And President viciously attacked by the rebels. Fox News it up. Okay, president struck by a tomato. Yesterday morning, during a speech, the president was struck by a tomato thrown by a member of the crowd. The president received no injuries, though his speech was canceled soon after. The assailant was apprehended by security. The authority has yet to announce trial or sentence. Now, what to run with? Okay, first off, this is a fairly safe one early in the game. And the good news is that one of the districts is really into crime stories and company corruption, so that's going to be useful. Let's see. Who should I give it to, though? I think I can give it to Phil with no real problem, since he's a government loyalist, not necessarily a business loyalist. Let's give this to Phil, yeah. Okay, and let's see, what next? Cartoonist arrested for slander. President visits schools. Man attacks police officer. Let's do... that's a little obvious. Those are funny, but a little obvious. This one's good. Man defends teenager. Police officer presses charges. That's still fairly neutral. A police officer witnessed the act and intervened by tackling the teenager. The arrest was interrupted by a passerby who pulled the officer away from the teenager. Arrested when the... I can keep all that in just fine. Man defends teenager. Let's give it to Julie. Okay, I'll give it on that one. I guess I didn't do it rebellious enough. Okay, let's think this through a bit more. Can do cartoonist arrested for slander. Details of charges. No, that's not good. Let's do this. Government adds untested substance to drinking water. Oh, this is tricky. Rebel assault trade convoy en route to Westport. Government blames robbery on rebellion. Okay. This might work. Yeah, this is a lot of the gameplay. Just hope to God you get it right. Okay, Department of Sanitation announced its intention to add fluoride to the water supply, right? It's due to... Research showing this. To decrease chances of active cavities, the research on fluoridation is more common. Man defends teenager, police officer presses charges. Okay. Police officer witness. That's tough. This is an easy one. Across the country, schools are sent around front. This might be good. Actually, let's take another look at that. 10 schools from Central Province. This is hard. This is a funny one. Struck by a tomato thrown by a member of the crowd. This might actually be good for getting into the Northern District because they love gossip and stuff, so this might count. During the speech, the president was struck by a tomato thrown by a member of the crowd. The president received no injuries, though the speech was canceled soon after. The assailant was apprehended by security authorities in death trial sentence. Oh, this is pretty neutral. I can give it to someone safely. Okay. Okay. Thrown by a member of the crowd. Can I give this to Julie now? Okay, she's fine with that. Okay, I see. It's still sounding too positive towards him. Now Frank and Annie. Cartoonist arrested for slander. Government blames robbery on rebellion. Threatening the drivers, the men empty the trucks, leaving them with their contents. Rebels is robbery on rebellion. No, I can still work with that. Because that doesn't necessarily imply any... That still implies that that's who they suspect. Lumber delivery trucks entering Westport were attacked. According to testimony, a group of masked individuals intersected. Okay. Can I give this to Frank? Oh, he took it, no problem. The facts for that one line up pretty well. Okay, that leaves Annie, who's leaning loyalist but is not fully loyalist. Currently awaiting trial. Give in. Okay, that's not good. The fluoride one might work. Instant attention per one. Let's not do the fluoride one. That might work. Turn on. This is very tricky. Man defense, teenager, police officer presses charges. One teenager was caught writing a rebellion message on the wall. Police officer was act intervened by tackling the teenager. The rest was interrupted by a passerby. Okay. It's gotta be the fluoride one then. Government adds untested substance to drinking water. Let's do the research. Okay, I feel good about that. Let's see what happens. Business seems to be going really bad over at Romavel. No kidding, one of my friends says it's complete chaos right now. Oh yeah, if you have a friend working there, don't you? Did he manage to stay on? According to him, he avoided getting laid off by a hair. I just hope things don't get worse over there. Yeah, Romavel isn't directly connected to the government from what we're seeing, though we find out more later, so it's fairly safe to report on it accurately. Alright, the North liked some of that. And East was very interested because of the business lean of the paper. Rebellion settlement is starting to set in the southern docks and the eastern factories. That's good. They're getting a little suspicious of me after that, so I need to be careful, but I got my popularity up. Oh, what we got for mail? Dear editor, I left to support the workers at Romavel Industries, so I'll be gone this week. I'll be back on Monday, Frank. Understand. Respected editors, come to our attention. Last week you posted a slanderous article against our beloved president. Such just a little bit. Okay. You gotta be careful attacking the president. While they able to stop notorious Northern Heralds from spreading their lies to the public, or else forced blah 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 blah. Okay. You have to take care of advertising yourselves. Additionally, because your affiliation with the perpetrators. Yeah, whatever, nerds. Okay, so Frank is out, but I got Julie, Phil, and Annie. I want to give Annie something safe this time. Suspicion's going out for her. Northern Herald shut down stores. Strike started at Romavel Industries. Strike hits Romavel. Enough with treating us like dirt, says the workers. I like that. Workers at Romavel Industries went on strike yesterday due to recent mass layoffs. Our fears of getting fired have allowed Romavel to treat us like slaves, says one of the workers. Why should we go hungry while our bosses eat like fat princes, says another. There are no words as to when the strike may end. Will Phil take that? Okay. No, he's too much of a douche. Let's give it to Annie. Shit. Let's see. Improved equipment for the Westport police. Police officer charged with misconduct. Police officer given life for refusing to kill a teenage girl. Today, the ongoing trial of local law enforcement Daniel Samuels concluded with a verdict. Found guilty of gross misconduct and endangering innocent lives, Samuels was forced sentenced to life. Samuels was charged for refusing to follow orders to execute arrested rebel bomber. She was only 15 years old, Samuel reportedly stated. Oh, that's a powder keg article. Trade routes to Westport closed due to rebellion. Let's see. Government informant killed in a fire. Brave patriot murdered. Government informant killed in a fire. Last night, a fire broke out in the middle of the Eastern District in the home of Rob Grady. The cause of this fire is still unknown, but neither Grady's family survived. Grady was an ex-rebel who provided the government with vital information in the months before his death. Police have yet to issue a statement, but speculate rebellion. Improved equipment for the Westport police. Government slashes budget to militarize police. That's new. The police fell. The people are left defenseless. Okay. New set of policy, including the right for officers to request military grade reference. To afford this, several existing social benefit programs will be slashed. That's fairly safe, I think. No, let's skip to Anne. Phil, nah, because Phil's a fucking weenie. So keep it with Anne. Yeah. She's loyalistly, and you say don't suspect her much. Let's check this story. The public culture. I can't do that. That's a big no-no. The day after the almost century publication, the popular magazine, the Northern Herald, released its final issue. The sudden dismantlement is due to the violations of guidelines set up in the preparation of the Public Culture Bill. The paper's marker, which was responsible for advertising several of Westport's other independent newspapers, was also shut down. Yeah, that should be fine. Did a rebellion. Government shuts down Westport's borders. Today the government announced the closing of trade routes to Westport. The decision was made in response to the recent violent and rebel assaults on convoys. As a result, of travel has been temporarily restricted and blockades have been raised over. When asked how long this would be in effect, the president gave no response. Oh, Phil, you weenie. Okay. What can I get you to report on, you fucking douche? Ugh, I hate you, Phil. Government informant killed in fire. It's got to be Romile Industries, then. Let's get rid of one of these. I just need one, not both. Oh god, Phil, you suck. We have to give Phil one of these. Let's check that Northern Herald story again. Oh, for fuck's sakes, Phil, really? You are such a huge weenie. This is difficult. Government shuts down Westport borders. New presidential biography promises a true story of his rise to power. President uses biography to prove his... That's a big old puff piece. I'm not doing that. Oh, this game. Government shuts Westport borders. Foreman killed with fire. Police officer charged in misconduct. Phil, is there anything you'll actually report on? Why do I have you here? Okay, Public Culture Bill, the paper's marker, which was responsible for advertising several of Westport's other independent newspapers, was also shut down. Yeah, that is a bit of a powder keg at the moment. I think Anne might report this one. Okay, Striker Romile Industries. Pushes down Westport borders. Charged with misconduct. Included with the verdict. Sam was tried for refusing to follow orders to execute a rebel bomber. She was only 15 years old, so informally stated. No. Government shuts down Westport. My patron murder. Controlled by the government violence. Police officer charged with misconduct. There's gonna be so many cuts in this. Proof equipment for the Westport police. Oh, for God's sakes, Phil. What will you report? Ugh. All buckets been raised at all city exits. God, you suck. Officer charged. Oh, fuck everything. I do not remember having this much trouble with Phil before. It's gotta be a Real Mile Industries one, but no, then he'll whine about that a little bit. Come on, you fucking weenie. Take a story. Oh my god, you suck so bad. Okay, I'll give that one to Annie. The president might be too much of a touchy subject, though. Westport police. Includes rifle officers with some control to afford this slashed. That's going to be important. Well, come on, Phil. That's an Oh, well, I'll have plenty other chances. Really, Phil? You won't even... Oh my god, you suck so much. I was giving you a softball story. What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay. Okay, now I know how to find a softball for Phil, but it can't beat about the president, that's for sure. Government informant killed in the fire. Let's see, okay. That's soft enough. Let's just get it over with. Pick articles from here. Oh yeah, I forgot you can actually design the paper and choose your head story. Okay, for this, the Romile is popular right now, so let's go with that as the main story. Let's see, improve equipment for, and then there we go. Now we can go to marketing. Right, the North Suburbs are interested in celebrity and industrial news. The Western Districts love crime and celebrity news. Eastern likes societal and industrial, and crime and societal are big in the Southern Docks. Okay. And now we can decide how much we want to send where. So we know I'm going to put a lot in here, that's obvious. No. 9. No, change it up a bit more. 24. 36, 10. Let's go with that. That should be good. So I went on this date yesterday. How nice. How did it go? Well, I wasn't stood up at least. So what happened? Turned out she didn't think it so much as a date. Apparently she had a boyfriend and she brought him along. You deserve that, Phil. You piece of shit. Wow, that's harsh. It was just real awkward. But at least I found a library bill on my way home. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Let's see what that did.